Hello again, my name is Jon-Mikol, and today we're going to be filming the first episode of Roll Analysis. I know it's been a few weeks since my last video. I just got caught up with moving. We moved over from Greenville, South Carolina to Waynesville, North Carolina. We are now in the beautiful mountains. I'm at my desk. I've got my handy dandy laptop here with some beautiful Cinestill 50D images shot on the Fujifilm Class S, which we are going to be breaking down today. I want you to get a feel for the camera, what the camera can do in my hands. You know, it could be completely different in somebody else's hands because, one, I developed and scan at home. Scanning 35mm at home isn't the best, especially with a flatbed scanner. People say flatbed scanners suck for 35mm. It works for me. For these images, I didn't do much. I literally just chose my tone and I chose my white balance. And I used mostly the Cinestill or Kodak white balance, I believe. Maybe I did auto neutral or auto warm. I did not do much editing at all with these. That's all I did. I'm gonna share these with you. I'm gonna give a quick, short opinion as to why I took it, what do I like, what do I not like, what would I do different. We are doing 37 images today, so you know, it takes a while. So stick with me, leave comments on your favorite photos. I have about 10 favorites probably from this rule, so I will point them out when I see them. First image on the screen. Okay, this one's interesting, right? I love the layers of the mountains. I love the blues in this photo. The greens are nice. Only thing I would change is maybe take it, you know, horizontally and, you know, avoid that foreground because that's just some noisy foreground. It doesn't look that great. So just wait for my next image. I actually improved this composition, so you're gonna see it now. Boom. Look at that, dude. Look at that. I enjoy the foreground in this image compared to the other one. I love the yellows. I love the whites in these wildflowers. I think it looks gorgeous, and I love the way it's kind of framing it towards the middle. You know, you still got those layers. You got those beautiful blues. You got some greens on the mountains. Usually you see it mostly blue, but you're seeing some green there as well. You know, I was thinking earlier, maybe if this photo was taken on an X-Pan, it would look better. You know, maybe, but it looks pretty damn good taken on this camera when framed up properly. All right, y'all, this frame's interesting. It is very simple, nothing special, right? I want to point out the stairs, the wooden rail, I guess you can call it, and just the greens, they have this odd bluish tint to them, which I'm not a big fan of. But it did pretty good on the exposure, right? I mean, her shirt, the first girl right there, it's a little bright and the shadows aren't bad. I mean, it's a little dark on the far left and like in the middle, just going down, you can see it yourself. But the way it exposed the guy coming up the stairs, it's pretty good. So I'm not hating on the exposure. I don't know why the greens look like they do, but whatever, dude. This one's good, right? This kind of gives you a Cinestill 50D vibe for sure, because you can see that halation on the water coming down. It's a pretty frame. It's not the best frame. What would I do differently? Maybe take it on a different camera, maybe a 6x6 camera. I'm just thinking out loud, right? I think the frame would look better on a 6x6. Even if you could include the borders, that would look cool. But yeah, now I'm going too far-fetched. What this camera can do, I think it did it great. Exposure is good, and there's no overexposure. There might be a little slight underexposure, but to get one or the other, you gotta sacrifice, right? I don't like that branch that's on the top. I don't like the head that's on the left corner, and I don't really like how dark it is. But now that I think about it, I do like the way the waterfall is composed. Like, you can see most of the waterfall, so that's really cool. And I had a hard time doing this later on in the video, so you're gonna see that in the other frames. I really enjoyed the moment that the father is sharing with his kids. That's why I took the photo, but it's not my favorite. So on to the next. This frame, I think it's so funny because it's like your typical photographer meet where they're like just snapping photos of the same couple, same composition almost. They're all in the same area. There's 7 of them. And yeah, I wanted to get my own photos of this day because I thought it would be different from what they were making. And that's not to hate on them because they did some insane photos, dude. Digital, sharp images. Mine are film, grainy-ish, not sharp images. But yeah, I love the halation, and I just love that I got the waterfall once again. Like, I got that kind of like whole waterfall look right here. Okay. Uh, so here's what I don't like, right? I don't like the tree on the left. What's going on there? I don't understand why it looks like it's got like snow on it, why it's so bright. Something's going on there. I don't know what's happening. And on the rocks, once again, the bluish tints, I don't understand that. Maybe that's a 50D characteristic that it has. I'm not sure, but it's whatever. Anywho, next frame. Okay, so why did I take this one? I just thought this father-daughter, looked cool. I like her, like, what are they, like orange, yellow, like overalls? Maybe they're not overalls. I don't know what they are. I can't remember. But I thought her style was cool, and he seemed like the cool dude. So I just snapped this frame of them, and the composition is actually pretty decent. The way the rocks kind of go up and the trees go over, I think that's cool. Exposure is pretty nice. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot of rocks, there's a lot of people, a lot of trees, kind of very distracting. I probably most likely would not take this frame today, because I've changed my perspective on my photography as of recent, and we can get into that in another video, but just a quick summary. I'm taking better composed, more simple images. That's what I'm focusing on. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorites. I love this frame so much. Okay, sorry for all the energy. Had to let it out real quick. Gosh, I love this frame. So here we got this mother-son duo going on right here. She's helping him up the rocks, and he is just holding on. I love the exposure. I think it's great. The sky looks good. The highlights look bright, but the halation looks beautiful, and the shadows are perfect, dude. This is probably one of the best exposed images from this camera. I'm noticing again on the greens, there's like this weird blue tint. I really think it is a characteristic of the film, so I'm not gonna just hate on it too much. I just think that's what it is. So yeah, but it's such a cool frame. Oh my gosh, whose boots are those? Oh, those aren't hers. Okay, I thought she left her boots behind. That would have been wild. Why would you leave your boots behind? But there's some boots at the bottom of the frame if you notice now. And I also framed it with the tree on the side. I thought that added to it. This is just a great frame. And I have another one of this family, but you'll see that later on. And then I want to tell a little story once I get there. I was super stoked to sneak in after the photographers were done with them. I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I take a few photos? I'm using this little film point and shoot, and I just think it'd be fun. And they were like, yeah. So I grabbed a few frames. This is one of my favorites. I took 3. This one and the third one are my favorites. Just gonna spoiler alert. But I like the way she's looking at the camera. I wish I could have got him maybe a little bit leaning a little bit more in and resting on her head and looking at the camera too. I think that would have been great. But this is what I got. So what can you do? Once again, let's talk about those highlights on the tree or whatever was going on in the tree. You're gonna notice this in a few of these frames. I feel like it didn't look like that the day of, but maybe it did and I'm just completely forgetting. It's a little bright on the rocks under it too, and there's like a pink-ish thing going on there. Not the biggest fan of that. There's a little pink in her hair too. I guess I probably could have changed that in post, but as I said, I did not do much editing to these. Next one. This is my least favorite of them, but it's cute how she's looking at him, and I think he's got like the slightest smile on his face. It's just, I guess it's my fault. Like this could have looked better if I was maybe in a different angle, if I could get more of his face and kind of more of like a lean in type thing, but it's whatever. It's what I got. Once again, I'm not going to say it anymore, but whatever's going on in those trees is going on even harder in this frame. Oof, okay. This one is really nice. I love the exposure on this one. Wow, look at the details in his suit, man. You can see, it's like he's wearing like black pants, and you can see like a great amount of exposure in those pants. And her dress is so pretty. Yeah, I like this one. Only thing I wish, this is about posing. I wish he would have been kissing like the top of her head rather than leaning in on it, because his nose is like a little smushed. All right, this one's cool. This one's really cool. I love the exposure on this. I love the light on that rock, like not the rock on the right. I mean, that light looks nice, but the waterfall rock, the goldenish rock. And then the way that it lit up the water and it's green, I really enjoy that. I really like this frame. I was really doubtful of taking it or hesitant. And I almost didn't take it, but I did, and I'm super stoked about it. This next one though, this next one's really nice. So are you ready? I think you're ready, right? You've been watching the video long enough, and I think you're ready for this one. Oh my gosh, all right, this one's definitely one of my favorites. So much to break down in this one. Once again, that mistiness of the waterfall looks insane. The halation looks perfect, and this family, man, golly, they were just so photogenic, and I was so stoked to be able to snag this frame. And things that I like about it, okay? The girl's looking at the waterfall, the dad's looking at the waterfall, the mom is, I think she's reviewing a photo she just took, and the kid spots me taking the photo. So he's looking straight at the camera, and he's got like this little smile on his face. The dog's looking off in the distance. There's halation on the dog. This frame looks so good. Exposure looks great. I mean, exposure is amazing, bro. The shadows, there's so much detail in the shadows. And the highlights are not even that bright, dude. They're not even that bright, and it just looks so good. Look at the halation over the parents' head right there, towards the back of her head. Golly, that looks so good. I love this frame so much. And I got a comment. I posted these on Instagram, by the way, if you want to check them out, zoom in. But I got a comment from a friend, and he said, this reminds me of my childhood, feels like a memory. I was like, dude, that's like such a good compliment. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, like I go for that sometimes when taking photos. I want it to feel like that, or I want it to feel, you know, I want you to feel something out of the photography, right? And I really, really like this frame, and I can get what he's saying. I can feel that. I mean, I used to go to the river and waterfalls with my mom all the time back in Puerto Rico. This next frame is literally like right next to where I took the last one, so I used this rock to kind of cover them up. I really wish I could have seen more of the waterfall and have a better exposure for the shadows, so that's what I got. The mist on the top of the waterfall looks cool again. Yeah, the halation is not that great. Next frame. Okay, so this one's interesting. I think this is literally, I just turned around and I was like, ooh, that looks cool. Snap. Yeah, it's really blue in the water. I don't know. I once again, definitely, most likely, a characteristic of the film. So I'm not gonna hate too much. Cool, Cinestill 50D image. Composition's decent. I'm gonna be real, I don't really care for this one. Next one. Ooh, wow. This lighting is such a big change from the last one. I really like the lighting on this one. Dang. Wow, that's nice, that's nice. There's not much to break down. I love the way that, so we're on top of the waterfall now. I like the way the water's flowing. The greens are beautiful. The blue is nice and gradient-like. Yeah, there's a lot of pink on the rocks, so I'm not a big fan of that. And that's about it, man. There's not much to really critique on this one. Ooh, okay, this is one of my favorites. This is Anastasia. I met her this day. I met her, literally, she was looking like this. This is what she looked like when I first saw her. She was just chilling on the rock, enjoying the view. Some time to herself. I felt bad interrupting, but she was in my scene, dude. I needed to take this photo. And I tried taking it without her in it, and I was like, nah, it doesn't look as good. So instead of just taking it, I asked, and I was like, hey, I introduced myself. I said what her name was, talked to her a little bit. And I was like, can I take a photo of you and the view? And she was like, me? I was like, yeah, it looks really good. You'll see when I send you the photo. And she was like, okay. So I took the photo, and wow, it turned out perfect. And things that I like about it, halation around her leg, I think that's really cool. Just her literally just chilling. I love the way the light hits her right arm. Gosh, that looks really cool. And you can see this older woman in the background. I think that's cool too. The focus is perfect. The focus and detail on this one is really good. Man, I really wish this was lab scans because this would be so sharp, bro. Anywho, just love everything about this frame, really. I don't have anything bad to say. Okay, this one's interesting. I need some water. But what I like about this frame is the lighting, bro. The lighting is perfect, dude. So good. The yellows, the reds, the greens, dude, everything looks so good in this frame. It's very just typical, you know, wildflower weed photo. I've seen a lot of people take this photo before. I've seen buddy Mark Wojcik on Instagram. I think he's taking a frame similar to this. I've seen Willem probably take 1,000 of these. This is just my version of it. On to the next. All right, this one's cool. I really like the lighting in this one. I like the water. I think that looks cool. I like how you can see into it. You can literally see shadows in the water. That's super sick. The focus turned out right. I didn't focus on the rock I was on. I focused on the rock in front of it. I think that turned out really cool. I think I would rather photograph this at like f/22. I should have photographed this at f/22 so I could got in more detail and like more focus on the whole scene. But when you shoot program mode, you don't really have control of that. So this is what I got. Yo, this lighting is looking insane right now, bro. Look at the way the lighting's creeping in on the couch. What the heck? I like this. Let's take advantage of this, dude. All right, this next frame, I don't care for it. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care for it. I don't like the foreground. I don't like how dark it is. There's not much going on in the whole frame. It's a little dark on the mountains. Just the lighting is just ass. It's just complete ass. So excuse my language if you don't like that. But I don't really care for it. So yeah, just being real with you. On to the next one. I love this frame. One of my favorites. I've said this probably like 7 times now, but it's absolutely one of my favorites. But other than that, I love the way the lines on the road lead you to the frame. I love the layers of the mountains. I love the colors. You know, the bluish tint shadow on the mountains. That's really, you know, it's a characteristic to the Blue Ridge. I really love that. But I love the people walking towards me. I love the cars on the sides. I think it's just a perfect frame. I love this one so much. Oof. Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. Unlike the one before the last one, this is a good one of the mountains. You know, it's still a little dark in the shadows, but what you do see, you know, it's gorgeous. You got layers upon layers. You got this bald mountain, which was why I took the photo, of course. I mean, look at that mountain. It looks insane, right? But I got a better one in the next frame, so let's check that one out. Okay, I love this. So I love the way I framed it up with the trees, right? That's always fun to do. I enjoy doing this. I've done this probably a handful of times. I love the foreground, you know, the grass. I love the way it's out of focus and it just slightly progresses into focus. The blues are insane on this one. Wow, I'm being real, yo. The blues and the greens are crazy. I love that so much. This next frame, dude. All right, I love the way you can see the trees being like trimmed and creating like a whole like path for trains and stuff. I love that. Every time I see them, I'm like, dude, it's so cool. Especially around Waynesville, I've seen that a bunch. I haven't photographed that yet. I'm gonna have to. At first, when I analyzed this frame earlier, because it's the second time filming this, I didn't really like the foreground, but now I kind of like it. It kind of does frame something up, like you kind of see what I'm doing, something like that. But the blues are pretty too, so yeah. And you can see a little bit more magenta in this frame. That's completely negative lab pro. That's not me. I told you I did not do much to this photo. Okay, this is this is another one of my favorites, dude. This guy was so nice. He was so nice. He saw us taking some photos. He saw me like taking a photo and Jesse taking a photo. And then he was like, do you guys want me to take a photo of you guys together? And we were like, heck yeah. Handed him my phone. He took a photo of us. Super cute photo. I'll pop it up on the screen. Boom, boom. Dude, after that, he was like, can you take a photo of me with my bike? And I was like, heck yeah. So he handed me his phone, took a photo. And then I was like, dude, can I take one on my camera? He was like, yeah. So I took this, I sent it to him. He likes it. I think the exposure is absolutely insane. The sky is not too overexposed. It's got a slight bit of overexposure, but nothing bad. The mountains look insane, and the greens are beautiful. The bluish greens on the mountain is nice. The shadows aren't too dark. You got a bit of shadow on his face, but you can see the detail. You got a bright side of his face. You can see the detail, so that's great. It's sharp, bro. The focus is good. And then the bike looks so rad. It's a little dark on the bike, but what can you do, right? There's a lot going on in this frame. But yeah, it's just dark in the back end of the bike and like the mid part. But dude, frick that. Who cares? The photo's awesome. Ooh, okay. So this next one reminds me of frame number 2, if you guys remember. But this one's good. I don't think it's as good as frame number 2. So that's all I'm gonna say, really. I liked that frame number 2 had the white wildflowers as well as the yellow wildflowers. And I think just the scene overall was a little better, but the layers of the mountains on this one are crazy, dude. All right, oh gosh. Man, this next one's heat. This is another one of my favorites, wow. You might be thinking that my horizon is off. but I'm pretty sure it is not. I think the mountains look, you know, slightly tilted because they're going down, right? They're going down. Exposure is insane. It's so good. Okay. Dude, I had to photograph this tree. I mean, look how good it looks. So I had to photograph that, and then the view was just a bonus. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I got straight heat on this roll. I love this photo. I have what I don't like already in mind because as I said, second time filming. But what I don't like is the way that through the back mirror, like not mirror, through the back window, you can see the bottom of the tree and like the mulch. I kind of wish you couldn't see that, and I wish you could see some mountain in the background, but I'm not mad about it. Like, I'm not mad about it. I'm just picking something that, you know, to tack on the photo. But I love the frame, dude. I absolutely love this frame. And fun story, as I was taking the frame, couple passes by, older couple, and he's like, "You like that?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I do. Is it yours?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Awesome, dude, awesome." So I love the color of the car. I love the stickers on the car. I love that you can see the steering wheel. I love the tree loop, treetops sign. It's slightly out of focus. I love the colors in this frame. Everything's so good. The greens are so nice. Everything's good. Everything's so good. Next one. This one sucks, dude. I don't like the whatever's going on with the magenta light leak. I don't like. Yeah, I don't like this frame at all. I don't like it. This one's kind of similar to the last one with the magenta going on. I don't like how that looks. I like the little village that you see kind of in the middle of the photo. I thought that added to it. Okay, we are out of the Blue Ridge. We are back in Greenville, and we are just walking around town. This was a photo walk with my buddy Kurth and his fiance Sarah. So and Jesse was there as well. But yeah, so this photo is really cool. This is a scene that I photographed on the Pentax 6.7 before, and I got a little bit of motion blur, so I decided to take it again. I love the way I framed it this time, and I really enjoyed the way the lights are kind of reflecting, and the way that the milk carton thing matches the lights. I really like that. I like that you can see details on these cars, even though it's so dark in that garage. Pretty cool how the garage is broken. It adds to that abandonedness type of photography. I have another frame of it. I took it vertically, and it's a little better, so here it is. I enjoy the light on the trees in this one, and how the date stamp kind of complements the lights. And I really like the focus on this one. I like it more. I love the grass and how it flows in and all that. So this is the better frame out of the two, in my opinion. All right, so this is a cool one. This is a United House of Prayer for All People near where we were staying. I thought it was cool. The composition is pretty decent after cropping and straightening. All right, cash and carry, dude. I've been wanting to photograph the cash and carry. This is like right next to the main cash and carry. It's a decent frame. My favorite part about it is the light post. I love how it fades from green until like a magenta warm. This next frame though is so good, bro. It's so good. I love how the flash lit up this car wash, dude. This is like a garage like car wash looking thing, and it just lit it up. Look at the details you can see in this car wash, bro. I was so impressed by that. And then I love the way the lights are reflecting back at me, and the guy in the orange hoodie walking perfectly centered through that garage door. It looks great. What else do I got to point out here? I just been really wanting to photograph this scene, and I'm so stoked I did. You know, it's so good when you get to photograph something that's been on like your photography bucket list, and you do it before you leave a place. So like we were in Greenville for 10 weeks, and I actually got this photo. You know, probably this is like nearing the end of our trip. You know, we had like 2 more weeks there, so I'm super stoked I got it. Yeah, let's see. Oh, that's the last frame of the roll. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, this video is mainly for anybody looking to purchase a Fujifilm Class S. I wanted you to see what this camera can do through my eye. So I really enjoy it. I love this camera. I don't see myself getting rid of it anytime soon. It is expensive though. It's one of the higher end point and shoots. So me recommending it is a little hard sometimes because of the price. But if you can afford it and you want it, do it. If you would rather pay less for a point and shoot, I know this like the Fujifilm Class. So that one is a lot cheaper. It's probably like half the price. I don't know if the Class W is any cheaper, but you know, those are other cameras to consider if you're looking for this like line of cameras by Fuji. Other than that, there's so many other ones. There's like a Fujifilm has like the Fujifilm Cardia Mini, which came before this one. Pretty cool looking camera, dude. It's one of those cameras where you have like a slide. You slide it open, and it goes past the lens, right? But then you just cover it up, and then the lens is covered, and it looks like literally looks like a pack of mints, honestly. So yeah, that's a cool camera. Other than that, you know, there's your typical cheap camera you can find at a thrift store if you rather that. Leave me a comment, leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favorite photos were, and you know, if you want to break them down for me, dude, I am all about it. I love feedback. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. You don't have to do it for every frame. Just do it for your favorites or your least favorites. Just tell me. I'd love that. And I'll be commenting back to everybody. I do that. I mean, I don't have that many people commenting, so I got the time. And if you guys have any questions, if you guys ever want to chat, hit me up on Instagram. My username is Jon-Mikol Rosario. Same as my name on here, just no spaces, no dash. And yeah, thanks for watching, dude. I'll see you in the next one. I got a unboxing coming up next week. That is the box over there. We got a beautiful medium format point and shoot. And if you know, you know, because just about one that's really good. So yeah, so thanks for watching. My name is Jon-Mikol, and I'm out. Deuces.